AIESEC US. So why am I disturbing you at NPM? My name is Param and I'm the regional chair for SoCo. I want to talk to you today about what I've achieved in my role as regional chair, as well as what I think I can achieve if I'm giving the right kind of support. So as regional chair, I was tasked in November 2009 to increase the exchange of the LCs, to provide more support, to make them feel more cohesive, and to increase accountability. To some extent, I have achieved this. I implemented weekly conference calls between the LCPs. I've implemented bi-semesterly conference calls between the VPs of BD, OGX, and TM. So at the beginning of the semester, they decide what their goals are, they decide what they're going to achieve, and there's an MC member to coach them on any ideas or any problems that they have. And then at the end of the semester, we decide what we have achieved, what we need to achieve, and plans for the future. This has helped to improve accountability and make them feel more connected to the MC, as well as make the MC understand what's going on at a local level. I've also made records of all the conversations and all the calls that we've had, so we have some kind of process of maintaining records. Besides that, I organize an exchanges conference for more experienced members of AIESEC to give them training in BD, ER, and OGX. Because national conferences are really great, but they are very expensive and they go on for a really long time. I mean, a week. This was for one day. It was cheap. It was in the region, and it had high-level support. We had alumni, we had an MC member fly down, and we had a lot of great materials that we prepared, which gave training to people in those areas. That was a big success. But some things that I failed in was providing support in other ways. For example, we don't have the BDNST that's assigned to our region giving us much support. I didn't even realize we had a BDNST until March, but apparently he was assigned, but I don't know what he's been doing, and I don't know what NSTs around the country have been doing, but as far as I know, BDNSTs haven't been working out. That's mostly because they're not really accountable to the LCs that they're working for. Besides that, we have one TM NST who works for the MC and other OGX NSTs who work for the MC as well. But I feel that there is a huge need to increase the kind of support that we provide to weaker LCs and increase the process. I know it's a process of increasing exchange. It takes some time, but I feel that we can really accelerate the process by providing support to weaker LCs. Right now we have a number of LCs which do 0 to 1 exchanges, which make them very low performing. And we need to increase the kind of support that we're giving them. The regional chair is ideal for that. There are regional chairs in Japan, in Australia, and in Russia. In Japan, they have city level regional chairs. So because there are 3 main cities where all the LCs are based around, so it makes sense for the regional chair to be of the city. In Australia, they have SMs or state managers, and each of the regional coordinators, the SM, the state managers, are responsible for communication with the MC and for being on the regional board to basically make sure that they're accountable and that they're doing what they should be doing for their region. Russia has a more institutionalized support. What they do is basically they have regional directors who are also on the MC, so they feel much more connected to the MC. The MC has a huge stake in making sure the regions are working together and sharing ideas, etc. The best concept that I've seen so far, and that has worked according to the MCP of Hungary, is the idea of basically creating NST structures for different strengths. So for example, you have the MC for BD and all that, and then they train NST members, and these are matched up to their LC, and then there are LC coaches as well who are separate, who were originally LCPs usually. And they basically match up the LC coaches and the NSTs in the different areas, match up to an LC and provide support basically for whatever the LC is struggling with. If they're struggling in OGX, then people who are strong in OGX will be assigned to their region. And there is a lot of scope for us to do that as well. I mean, maybe those realities don't apply. Certainly they don't, because Hungary is a much smaller country than the US. But to an extent, we can try and understand what they're doing and implement change. Because there must be a reason why we're not achieving everything that we wanted to achieve last time. We have to analyze what the reason was. If the regional chair is put in charge of NST for BD, and maybe for OGX and TM, but certainly for BD, then they can help to coordinate that person's effort in the areas which are really needed. Because I know, because I am the regional chair, what LCs are struggling in BD, and I can ask him to make sure that he increases the kind of exchange, even have more conference calls directly with the person at that LC. That would really help to improve things, I think. And also help to increase what the NST has been doing. And if there is possibility, which I feel there is, I feel there is a tremendous opportunity to increase the pool of NSTs by pushing the position more. And if we can do that with OGX and with TM and recruit more people and recruit high quality people, that can be a sort of a way for VPs to go in when they finish their term, especially from the high performing LCs. Because when I finished my EB term, most of my EB didn't take part. My LCP left and most of my EB left, and they're not really involved in AIESEC anymore. And I feel there's a tremendous lost opportunity in that. If we can give them an opportunity for, I guess, sort of H4TF, but not really, it will really, I mean, it's an ego booster, I guess, and it's also something that they can channel their efforts towards. It's sort of like coaching, and it prepares them, I guess, in some ways for applying for MCs, maybe in other countries, maybe in their own country. Also, besides that, I feel there is a real need, because the RCs in other regions, the reason why you're not hearing from them and you are hearing from me is because I am more proactive, but the others may feel that their position isn't really accountable to the MC. If we have somebody on the MC, say the VP operations or the person who's in charge of strategy, who helps to develop some kind of national strategy with the RCs in mind, with the regional chairs in consultation so we can explain our regional realities, I feel there is so much more of an opportunity for us to create a more cohesive and more achievable national structure. The regional chair is not going to act as a buffer between the MC. They help facilitate conversation. I have helped facilitate conversation, but because I haven't had the kind of support and the kind of basically resources at my disposal which I should have, I haven't been able to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve. And for example, country partnerships, which is a huge thing. I went to APX LDS with the prime motive of basically forming partnerships with LCs abroad in India and China especially, but Indonesia and Malaysia as well. So we'll be having seeds from those countries, India and China, hopefully coming in the fall, and staying for an extended period of time to give training. But I didn't realize, maybe I should have asked, but I didn't even know that we had country partnerships with those countries, India and China. I found it at the conference. And I didn't also realize that the seeds who are coming in, I mean, they're not being coordinated with me. For example, we had a seeder come to Georgia Tech and do exchange and do matching or whatever training that we did. But because I wasn't consulted, we didn't really have the kind of support that we might have needed or that I could have provided. And because we're only going to the main LCs, we're not really focusing on developing EP pools and other LCs, which is a kind of oversight. I can help to address those concerns, and I can help to address problems that those LCs are facing by basically making their needs known at a national level. I really want to increase exchange, and that's why I'm doing all this. But unless we can increase the number of opportunities for partnerships, I mean, increase the kind of support that we've been providing at a national level, and if we create a position which is more supervisory in some ways, by making them more accountable to the MC, and they provide support, we can also help to make the MC feel like they're more a part of the regions because we're reporting more regularly on what's going on. So this is a kind of position which we're not really taking advantage of. Some people are in favor of it, some of them aren't. But I think we really need to look and see what we want to do with this position. And I feel that if we don't take full advantage of the regional chair position, and we don't take advantage of the reason why I applied for it, then we are really making a big mistake.